Subscribe, love, like. We're sponsored by the Spunk Lube and rebroadcast by the Demon Seed Radio Network. We could not do any of this without you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us that bump. Porn Stars People Podcast with Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Allison. You want me to do the last Allison Jerry, the real heel?
Yes.
Thank you. I was like checking in where I was. It's like Jerry, Allison Jerry.
Right.
Cool. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, you're
we're
welcome.
in your home. Can we tell people that?
Yeah.
I won't tell them where it is.
Yeah. Don't do that.
This is a
Harley Quinn mallet.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So you have that, and then you made this.
Yeah.
Which is a Joker.
Yeah.
Locker. I don't know.
Locker. It's got three lockers on it.
That seems like an irrelevant detail. What was the reason why you made this locker?
I made it for a Harley Quinn cosplay and fetish combo. I had a vision that I wanted Harley Quinn to be in high school and obsessing about the Joker.
Yeah.
And
that gives me reason to cross my legs right now. Where did you steal a locker from? Who did you pay to get a locker? How did this happen?
Yeah, I took it from my work, from my job.
You stole a set of lockers.
We happened to be renovating and I was like, and I had been thinking I needed lockers for this to happen.
Sometimes it's weird like that.
I manifested them.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, no, I love it.
Like that happened. Like my sister was saying something to me today about all the shit in water, which I vaguely know, and I just saw that movie. But then I turned on one of the radio stations here. And they were talking about all the crap in the water, like pharmaceuticals and all those things. It's just weird how, like, when you're, like, in tune with the thing that you want to achieve.
Right.
It sometimes
and Big Brother is listening on your phone.
Presents itself. I was trying to explain to my father that Siri's, like, listening all the time. Because people are like, oh, I don't want to get an Alexa because they're listening. It's like, they're already
It doesn't matter.
They've been listening.
Yeah.
A long time.
That's how they knew you wanted Alexa in your home.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been thinking about it. That's how he knows he's been thinking about it. That's funny.
And now we have Nest, Alexa, Google.
What do you have?
I have a
Nest. What are your smart home things?
I have a Nest.
Let's just make sure I actually started everything. Okay. It's going to be a weird part. It's going to be a weird moment in the podcast when I'm just staring at all the cameras.
Segment.
It's enough. It's like this is the. What is happening? Yeah, sorry, I'm an idiot.
Oh.
What do you pointed? Oh, you have a Nest.
I have a Nest.
Which is what?
Which is a camera that records in here.
But Nest was supposed to be like a home security system.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just letting people, like grifters, come in and you need to have the camera from the other room? Or
I mean, I invite strangers to my home.
So,
right?
Are you also recording this?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
No, but for real, why do you need a Nest for a one-bedroom cat apartment?
For that purpose,
for the cats?
No, not now it's for the cats, but for a moment of time, there was a real need for it.
People were
security.
Oh,
yeah.
This is like a personal life thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you put yourself in a position where maybe?
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out how to talk about this on stage. To say the thing that I get confused about when people watch these murder mystery shows is why they're confused if people are getting murdered, and B, like, why do we care about the murder? We should be looking at who's getting murdered.
Right.
Because, like, it depends on what type of life you're leading, the amount of people that are trying to murder you. Like, I have 0 people right now that are trying to murder me, and that hasn't always been the case.
Well, not recently. I mean, didn't you just recently have a heckler at one of your shows?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she wanted to murder you.
They had no interest in murdering me. No, that was a very thank you for plugging my Instagram like that. No, that was very recently somebody who and this is why I felt weird about posting it too, was they clearly had like something was wrong with them.
Yeah.
And so part of me felt like it's the wrong thing to do, but instead I swung the message into like, hey, a comedy space is not your space as an outsider to come and invade. That the people that are the comedians are like, that's their sacred space,
right?
And not like, hey, this lady's a crazy idiot.
I love that. A lot of people thought that it was Lady Gaga. I loved that.
It was like one person.
I liked that though. I ran with that.
I hope everyone who listens to this podcast actually has looked at my Instagram, because this is very like inside baseball.
Yeah.
This is literally no, but point being, if you live a good life, people shouldn't be murdering you and breaking into your house.
Yeah.
I think
but unless you're like something worth obtaining, right?
I don't know. Maybe. So there's a whole other side.
Unless I
safety
have a
issue that I
God
have
complex.
there's a whole other side safety issue thing they have to worry about, which is being a woman and all of the mess that we've created with men and society and all of the things that we've done. Though, especially the one where this is a thing that never came up in Me Too, but we really did do this thing where we decided to tell men that being a stalker is how you get a girl. That's every rom-com.
I mean, that's how I get guys.
That's right.
I mean, you're here in my place, right?
Well, it worked. But that's every rom-com, right? It's like she doesn't like you, but just hang out long enough.
Yeah.
And she will.
Yeah.
Just hit on her for 4 years in high school.
Right.
And one day maybe.
And maybe she'll turn around and be like, "I know you from somewhere." Oh, well, yeah, I've been.
It's more like she's gonna bang every other dude who's bad news, and then realize maybe she has to go through enough trauma to get to you, who's been waiting around and stalking her. And these are the wrong messages that we're sending.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you did have the need for it. So what would happen? So if something moved, it would go off somewhere?
Yeah, it records. Yeah, it records.
And then
so if I'm sleeping and somebody decides to come in, that'll click on.
Yeah. And then what happens? But it won't.
It won't tell anybody, unfortunately. But they'll be able to.
But when you're dead,
right?
They can look it up,
right?
If they know that you had a
correct
and know your password,
correct,
and are wondering what happened in the murder,
exactly.
And can't just figure it out,
right? I'm not trying
else.
To be on unsolved mysteries. Yeah.
You want to be a solved murder.
I want to be
that's
solved.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that's the thing. I think everybody wants to be involved in a murder that gets solved.
Yeah.
Another friend of mine, Megan Walsh, has this story about this joke about how special it would feel to get murdered by a serial killer. Like
what?
Right? He picked me kind of thing. It's
isn't that the show that's out right now? Is like there's the guy. What is it? You?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's called You. About a guy who finds his girl that he's like infatuated with, and then he ends up. I don't know if I should. Well, okay.
I don't think anybody cares.
Okay, so he ends up killing her,
yeah.
But now they're making it a second season. So it's like,
how is this? He's
got to kill somebody else.
But he's a serial killer.
But he's yeah.
Well, here's the thing and this is the other thing I think is so then when I'm framing this idea that we got to look at who's getting murdered and not who's murdering because if you're an asshole you might deserve to get murdered. But then more than that, it's like the outlier is the serial killer thing.
Right.
But then I also have this, and let's just remove any affability. Let's just say I'm arrogant. I think that if I met a serial killer and he's thinking he's going to kill me in 15 minutes, I feel pretty good that I'm going to I don't know he's going to kill me, but I feel like I'm a good enough person.
You're going to be like, yes,
I'm so fun.
Take me.
No. I'm so fun. He's going to be like, I can't actually kill this dude. This dude is great.
Right.
That's how I feel.
But in that 2 minutes that you have to make a first impression on this guy, right?
He's going to be like, you know what? I would rather be friends with this guy than murder him. I would rather eventually, in a couple years, let him know that I'm a serial killer, see if he wants to be involved, than make him one of my victims.
Right.
I think that highly about myself.
Okay.
That's what I think.
That's fair.
I also think if you're a good person, people are not going to murder you, right? I think a lot of serial.
I don't think it has anything to do with being a good person or not.
For a serial killer.
Yeah.
That situation.
And I think a lot of serial killers probably.
But that's
in
such
psychology,
a low level of thing. In the amount of murders that are getting done, it's people that know you and that are specifically upset with you because you're a philanderer, you're a liar, you're a piece of shit, you didn't break up properly, all of these things. That's why you get murdered. So just don't do that stuff. That's all I'm saying. Be a good person. You don't got to worry about murder. Period.
No, but on a very real level, there are people that will kill you.
Such a small scale.
That all it takes is, what is it? It's always a 1%. Condoms are only 1% ineffective. So there's that 1% of people.
0.1%. Isn't our condoms 99.9? I don't know. Now we're just making up stats.
3 times a day.
1% of people are not serial killers. I don't think that's a real number.
I think that
definitely made that up.
I think that people do have such infatuations with other people that they would kill them purely so nobody else could have them.
Right. So then you're on the other side of this. You're actually the opposite opinion, which is I think I'm so special that nobody will kill me. You think that you're so special that people will kill you.
No, I'm not saying that either.
It's close. Because they got infatuated with you, but again, it's then it comes down to
infatuation's a real
thing. But it comes
thing.
down to finding those people, being clear with those people about what's going on in the world. And again, I will remove the fact that I don't know. I don't know what it is to be a woman and the dangers in the world, and I don't have to live in that fear. So maybe there's a piece that I'm removing and missing.
The nest is more of a mental, hey, it's there, rather than a...
Well, I brought all of this business to the bill. I'm working on this joke about serial killers, so regardless of whether this is or not, we were gonna get into it probably. Like any like small. Oh, it's like the smallest thing. Oh, this cactus has something to do with serial killers. Let's get my premise.
Yeah,
out.
I hope that I could remember to push him into that cactus when he decides to come in.
There's not enough pricklies on that one.
I just need him to go. Just enough long enough for me to go through my door. I've thought about this.
You're gonna wait till. Oh, so I used to have a thing on the train where for a couple years where I would assess the environment. I didn't grow up in like New York City, so then like you go in a big city, you have this weird paranoia fear thing that is just already there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had this environment in my head where like I'm on the train, someone's gonna try to fight me to the death. What do I do? And so I was fighting people to the death in my mind at all times on the train.
You were going over the seats and like launching yourself.
I'm like looking at three guys who are probably related, and I go, who do I hit first?
Yeah, I think that's
Throat
a normal
punch
thing
that
though.
Guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's totally normal.
I've murdered most people that I've met at some point in my brain.
So you're the serial killer.
No, it keeps me from murdering people in real life.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, if I've murdered 3 people on the train in like a weird fun kung fu fight, that's not a serial killer. That's a series of kills. But it's not that doesn't make me a serial killer.
But the very definition of serial killer is multiple kills.
I don't know that that's the actual
series
definition.
Of kills in a short span of time.
I think it has to be separate occasions. Because then everybody who threw a grenade is a serial killer. Every terrorist is a serial killer.
Then
right?
if you switch trains and then go to the guy
fair enough.
Okay.
If I take a 5-minute break
to enjoy your latte,
to the next car. Yeah, if I get off the train and then go to Starbucks and then kill all the people in Starbucks, that's a serial killer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're
That's
just
fair.
strictly on trains though.
Oh, we have to stay on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were
going to the next car.
Yeah.
Would make you a serial killer.
But here's the thing, and this is what I think was I'm hesitant to use the word funny, but it's how I feel. Somebody was recently caught on the London Bridge stabbing people.
Yeah.
And
I think
I just think it's really funny because he killed more than one person.
He's a serial killer.
What are you doing?
He's a serial killer.
Well, and they also called him a terrorist, which is why they showed up. They held him down. I actually didn't look at the news. This is what I found out now from other people. So now it sounds like this is what happened. They held him down. They waited for authorities to arrive, and then the authorities shot him to death. Oh. But he was like already gone, and the knife was gone.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is somebody in my life. I don't want to say who because it'll like cage me in. But they were like, well, if that happened in New York, everybody would be mad that they shot him to death. And I was like, yeah, people are mad. People should be mad that they shot him to death.
Yeah.
He only had was a knife.
Right.
Like
can't bring a gun to a knife fight.
You also can't call him a terrorist if he just had a knife. How frail is humanity?
If he had a grenade, would he be a terrorist?
Yeah, if he set it off, kill multiple people. Sure, how? Why does it make you a terrorist? I guess being a terrorist has to do with your ideology.
Sure.
But are you really performing acts of terror? Or is he
just a mass murderer?
He's really nothing. He's a stabber. He's not like it's not. You're not performing acts of terror if you're stabbing a couple people. Again, but also you just watched a guy stab somebody.
Right.
Who are you that you got stabbed and killed next? What's wrong with you?
What?
How can you be confused? You had to get close enough to the guy.
Right.
You just stabbed somebody.
Right.
That's the thing that stands out in a
Why
crowd.
wouldn't you run?
Why wouldn't you run? Why wouldn't you walk more than 7 inches away? Right?
But didn't they take him out with a fire hydrant or something? No, fire hydrant. A fire.
We don't realize
a fire
right
extinguisher.
Here's what I'm realizing right now. Neither one of us has any information about what happened.
We just so terrible.
We're literally just winging it.
I thought I saw something where a guy had a fire hydrant, not a hydrant, an extinguisher in his hands, trying to wail on this guy.
Oh, I don't know.
And another guy had a chair or something.
This is on a bridge in London.
Right.
Where did they get these things?
I don't know.
All right.
I imagine that they're fire safety protocols, though.
Let's skip ahead. I don't know how we're hopping. I'm on massive ADD because I just spent
that's
the last
okay.
18 hours with a child.
I'm really good.
We never really
up with
finished
ADD.
on what this was. So you shot a scene with this.
Yes.
And it went well.
It went really well.
Is this just covered in cum right now?
No.
You had to think about it for a second.
No.
Okay, and then since we're here and you have this thing going behind you.
A mural. My color book mural.
So what have you done? It's a fair amount. Like, so now I'm starting to look at it. Like, that's a Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Night Before Halloween. Night Before Christmas. I've never seen.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Christopher Robin's with a cat.
Christopher Robin's.
Up in the line.
Christopher Robin's is the
Winnie the Pooh.
Why does he have a cat?
Right, it's my cat. I had to incorporate my cat in there, right?
I
Okay.
see. Well, that could be any guy. That could be any child.
It could
with
be.
A balloon.
It could be. Sesame Street. The Giving Tree.
That's Gonzo?
No, that's
That's Gonzo.
No, it's not. It's not Gonzo.
All right. The Cookie Monster?
No, it's
Is it
Grover.
Is it Elmo?
It's Grover.
Grover, yeah.
It's
He's
Grover.
the guy with the long nose.
No, he's got a short purple nose. Pink.
Isn't it? It's like a.
No, that's Gonzo.
That's Gonzo.
That's Gonzo.
What's Grover?
Grover is.
Well, I don't know who Grover is. Anymore.
He's scared of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. The Giving Tree.
Me and T. Giving Tree like Shel Silverstein.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is also Ickle
This
Me.
is a rich wall.
Yeah. Which is also Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me too.
Yeah, you got a thing going with Dr. Seuss on the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just a mandala.
What's the shoe situation? There's a flying
Oh,
shoe.
that's Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me
From
too.
Dr. Seuss.
From Shel Silverstein.
From Shel Silverstein.
Yeah.
Got
And
it.
Oh, the Places You'll Go. So the background is Oh, the Places You'll Go with The Wizard of Oz, Yellow Brick Road.
I see.
Shel Silverstein's Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me too, and
Okay.
Dancing in the Rain.
What's the medium? This is paint.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Stenciled it.
And we can
Penned
we
it.
can see most of it. I'll see if I can get a better shot of it for the viewers.
For the viewers.
For the viewers, not
For
just
the
the
views.
listeners. For the listeners right now, they're like,
Right.
this is terrible.
Yeah, this is awful.
the
Why
worst.
why did you even
There's
go
all
to
these
this girl's
references.
place?
No, but hopefully they. That's not the issue. It's the fact that all we're doing is spending 10 minutes looking at a painting, and they're like, "What are they talking about? Who's Shel Silverstein?"
But everybody knows the Joker. And if they don't,
For sure.
they live in a box.
For sure. I think even if they lived in a I think even if they, I think
Right,
it'll
see?
work. It'll
I
work.
just
I
said
think
long
even,
enough.
I think even if they lived in a box. It'll go. Well, so the thing that I found the other day was I bumped into the wrong cactus.
Yeah.
Or I touched the wrong cactus.
Yeah.
And it had like the really tiny ones. So I
Yeah.
was pulling cactus things
Oh, I
out
bet.
for a while, but this one
Yeah.
seems fine. It's just a quick thing, but
That's often like that in the adult industry too.
What's that?
We touch the wrong one. It's like,
And
can't
then-
get out to
you
save
don't-
your
you
life.
don't- you don't know until a couple penicillins later. I don't know what you're talking about. So your handle, The Real Heel.
Yeah.
This is where are you? You're on Instagram with it.
I'm on Instagram with it. I'm online with it. People know me. I just started burlesque, so it's gone with me to burlesque at this
Oh
point.
no shit! You go on stage as The Real Heel.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do I say this? So as a comedian, people always go, "How'd you get into comedy? What happened? How
Yeah.
did this happen? So on and so forth." How do you decide that you're like a foot fetish? Like, what do you call? You're the treat. What do you call that? Like, you're a foot fetish performer.
Yeah, I'm the real deal.
So how do you?
I'm the real,
The Real
heel.
Heel.
Oh!
How do you decide? Oh, like my feet are the ones. I don't know. Like, do you understand what I'm asking you?
Mm-hmm. So originally I had started as Boss Babe.
Yeah.
Boss Babe Miss Allison.
And this is more of like a
and
Dom
then-
thing.
Well, yeah, I was going the Dom route, and I was like, actually, I'm going to put the Dom stuff on the back burner because I really didn't know what I was getting into. And then started showing my feet.
Once you surveyed the land, you were like, this is not what I want to be involved in.
Yes, but I wasn't ready.
Got
So I started from the toe up, from the ground up.
With the foot puns, I'm not. But
They're pretty spot on.
with the foot puns are confusing me.
Yeah, so I started just posting
I
my
can't
feet
put my
online,
toe on it.
and yeah. Wait. The best part is literally my sister called me Cheeto Toes growing up for a very long time,
What does
and
that
told me
mean?
that I had ugly toes.
Okay.
And
what does she? What do you think that means? Do you think she has a foot? Ultimately, has like a foot thing?
No,
No, because for her to notice your feet and to take exception to them and try to knock you down a peg, I think exactly means that, right?
I don't know. I think she just is a tormenting sister.
But she picked that thing.
Well, yeah, and obviously it made me like feel bad about it for a moment, but then
So
I
do you
realized
think this is the thing? Do you think that you've had a foot complex for a long time?
maybe I have.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I like these self-inflected moments.
We're
You know, I
having
just realized the
therapy
other day, I
session.
just realized that my relationship with my sister was such that all these little weird circumstances where she hurt me were very probably preconceived and premeditated and very deliberate. So like there would be like I would get to sit in the front seat of the car with my grandfather, and if me and my grandfather were like having fun, then when we got to ice cream, my sister would close my hand in the car door.
Yeah.
And all of these things, as an outsider, parents, grandparents, whatever, just looks like, oh, it's an accident.
Right.
But like now 30 years of relationship with my sister, almost 40 years, it's like, oh no. These
were intentional.
Yeah. Like she couldn't emotionally handle my existence, and so she slammed the hand of the door.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't your toes.
Well, it was all the things. I need my fingers as much as I need my toes. I actually blasted my foot multiple times in the last 24 hours. I have a bruise on my foot. I just realized I'm an old man. It's the first time I've really been bruised in a while.
Yeah.
I'm an old man.
On your tarsals.
Right here.
Yeah,
that's right on
your
right
tarsals on your
just
knuckles.
outside of the ball of the foot. I don't know if that would be. Would that be
your metatarsal?
No. Would it be something that an audience would want to see? Like, are bruised feet a pro?
I don't know. I don't do bruised feet.
Well, let's get them out here. So, but for serious question, do you think that your sister saying you had Cheeto toes made you care more about people wanting?
Yeah, possibly.
To like admire your feet?
Maybe. I don't know. That'd have to go way back into psychosocial and social and psychology and all that jazz.
Yeah. You started glitching.
I know. I was like, I couldn't find my word.
Glitch in the matrix.
Anonymity.
Anonymity. Yeah, what did you say? Anonymity. You're like, listen, this is my name.
It makes me anonymous.
Anonymity. And I was like, we've been joking around. So I think you're saying this like on purpose wrong. But then you looked at me and I realized that you were saying it.
Anonymity.
And that you didn't realize you were saying it wrong. And then I just tried to backpedal.
Yeah, that's fine. You put your foot in your mouth. It's fine. Or actually, I more or less
did. I didn't want to shame you for it. Is what happened actually.
Oh, you just call me Cheeto toes. It's fine.
I didn't call you Cheeto toes. I was just reiterating what you told me about your Cheeto toes.
Right.
So I still don't really have an answer.
Yeah, fast forward to my adult life, and I started reading about like BDSM communities and all that, and then a former friend of mine whose last name took as from his first name was like, oh, well, you should just start modeling your feet, seeing what kind of feedback you get. So I was like, all right. So I posted one picture. Yeah. Posted two. And like 2 Instagram accounts later. And because I lost my first one, which sucks.
Due to foot content?
Mm-hmm.
So Suggestive. Putting their foot down.
So they were putting their foot down. Yes.
This is fun.
There's so many puns.
This is fun.
It's totally punny. Totally.
Funny.
Yeah, that one's used a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So people were into your feet.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know how do I say what I think. Wouldn't they just be just as into your ass?
Yeah, that's why I started posting on my ass too.
But like, okay, so like, there's a need for foot content.
Yeah.
Do you think that you are above par on or below par, whatever the word I want here is, on foot sexiness? Like here's what I'm trying to ascertain without it being the way this is probably the way. Did you find foot fetish or did foot fetish find you?
Foot fetish found me.
Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like
I wanted to be online somehow. I just didn't know how.
And then somebody thought so. This person who suggested it, did he have a particular liking of your feet? Mm-mm. He was just like, try this. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And then I ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been pretty successful.
Yeah.
And then I moved into domination, which has been.
So now you are.
So that's been successful for me too.
And you feel good about that now.
Yeah.
But you were in over your head originally.
Yeah, I was just so like I think a lot of girls right now are getting a lot of slack for the findom scene, and it's like they're getting a lot of young women are getting called out by not being financial domination, like, and saying, well, you don't know how to do it. Well, there's right ways to do it, but then it's like, well, just let them go because they're going to figure out real soon that it doesn't work that way.
I see. I don't see, but I'm trying to see. This is what I find, and I don't know how to verbalize this perfectly, but when somebody has too much information about a topic, you sort of skip the layman's explanation of what's happening. So for our listeners and viewers, if they don't know at all what we're talking about with what you're talking about, then I think they're going to be lost. So So start us with what you said. You said people are getting slack for
financial domination.
Financial domination,
right?
Which is
women basically using men for their finances.
Okay, and this is
There are a lot of women who are going online.
This
and
is the sugar
saying,
baby thing.
Yeah, the sugar baby thing. And
I've never heard it
going
called findom.
Findom, yeah, financial domination.
And they're getting, what do you mean slack?
So I've seen a lot on Twitter, a lot of women calling other women out for their immaturity.
Right.
They're not knowledgeable in the subject matter. They're just emulating what they've seen and trying to make a couple extra bucks off of some Joe. And then
there's people that are feel strongly enough about being like a sugar baby as a role in a relationship, whether it's a sexual relationship or not, and that's a form of what you're saying, like sub and dom. And then other people are just literally like, oh, I want to go to Cancun.
Pay for this.
And it's right, and it's not, and it's not at all related to the roles, and it's not within the rules of the roles. Okay, fair enough. There's definitely that. There's definitely, I mean, me as an avid, and I talk about it a lot, but it's really half of the way I understand the world. I'm very active on all of the dating sites because I learn so much shit.
Yeah.
Just from being on them, and any time I jack it below an age gap that I would actually try to date, there's a ton of this like, oh, I'm just looking for a sugar daddy.
Yeah,
and it really is. It's that, and that's all. It's like they don't understand what the relationship's supposed to be.
My favorite are the, not to cut you off here, but my favorite are the girls that I know personally that are trying to get into it, and then I tell them, sometimes you actually do have to like engage with them.
Right.
Sexually. And they're like, what? No. And I'm like, yeah.
That's the
what
thing.
do you think it is?
Right.
Right. What do you think this is? Like Pretty Woman with no sex
Just
here?
never.
Never.
Listen, here's the rules. I don't kiss on the mouth. Neither do I. Right? That was like the sexiest thing that happened in the 80s. Neither do I.
Yeah. That's some of the sweet moves you got.
I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
Especially because like 80s and 90s, like people weren't even oraling each other, apparently, from what I understand. I don't know. I was a child. Okay, so then explain. Okay, so explain for me what that relationship is literally supposed to be and how that relationship works.
What?
The financial domination relationship. What is that?
I'm not a financial dominatrix.
I'm not saying that you're doing it, but you clearly have an understanding of what. So what is that? What is that supposed to look like? Because again, I understand it the way you're saying it, which people just go, "Oh, well, I got this old guy and he whatever," and then nobody really asks any questions because nobody really wants to know.
Right. And
it feels like you're invading their privacy if you do. Like, okay, so like, how many trips before you have to blow him? You know, it's like,
right.
But nobody ever asks that. So what is that relationship supposed to be in the sanctity of the people that are mad that other people are using it?
So my understanding, I have read a number of things, but the one thing that I read in deciding which route I was going to take as a dominatrix was a woman who had access to a guy's bank accounts and knew every penny.
Yeah.
Knew where he was spending it, how he was spending it, and what he was spending it on.
And it's one of these types of things where it's like, no, you have to ask me, the dom, permission to use your money. Is that the?
Yeah.
And that's the sort of the fetish of it.
Yeah.
If that's the right word.
But there's too many legalities involved with that.
Sure.
Like, he could any wrong move, that guy come back and say, I was, this woman has been using my credit cards.
Sure.
Like, even though she hasn't, you have for her.
Right.
Right. So, and then you have guys that come along that are like, oh, just, make me pay you. Okay.
Yeah.
Pay me.
Right.
That's like not my idea of a financial domination situation, but the story prior to that is, and that's a realm I don't want to ever touch.
No, and it is weird because it's also like historically, it's kind of what it's what a lot of people think dating is, and the fact that Here's the thing. Dating in New York City, for me, always feels like I'm competing against finance dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the benefit of the fact that they're mostly terrible people. Apologies to anybody who's listening. Who's a fantastic person who works in finance.
Yeah.
But you know the ones that I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about. And so, like, I always felt like I was in a position in New York City where, like, I'm competing against a guy who, like where a first date could be, hey, why don't you come to Paris with me for the weekend? And so I don't have the means nor the interest to have that be a first date with somebody.
Yeah.
So I've gone the other complete route.
Mm-hmm.
But there is one of my last most serious relationship after we broke up and we were still talking. The next guy she dated, I knew his salary, and there's no reason I should have known that. Yeah. Except for the fact that he told her and she told me, which means everybody's wrong.
Right.
Because nobody should know that. Right. And why is that? That's what you lead with.
Yeah. Why is that even
money? Yeah. It's a weird thing. But so in the realm of that, and that was probably 5 years ago. So in that timeline, it really has become this thing where it's like with online and then with what people are doing in our industry.
There's nothing fun online about it.
No, but I'm saying there's now this thing where if you sit girls even on they go here's my cash or here's my Venmo.
Me to talk to me. What?
On Tinder, it's like here's my Venmo.
Wait, on Tinder?
Yeah. So a lot of girls put their Instagrams on there, but now people are putting a Venmo,
Cash App.
Yeah, it was send me $5 and right, and then we can chat.
To swipe on them.
Right.
Oh
whatever.
my god.
Yeah. It's like this kind of
god.
Right. So this thing is getting spun out of control.
Wow. So everybody is just basically prostituting right now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's becoming our cultural
Since you
norm.
said that, I'm allowed to agree.
Okay, yeah.
I can't.
It is.
I can't.
You're asking for money.
I can't, as a man with this face, just go around and be like, "You're all horse, all of you." I can't. I'm not gonna get away with it. But you can.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get some backlash on that. That's fine.
Second the motion. We're all prostitutes.
Second that emotion. No, man.
But it has. But yeah, it's becoming that.
It's disgusting though, isn't it? It's disgusting for
question mark
for guys that are honestly looking for a relationship, and it's disgusting to the women who feel that they have to do that. And
yes, okay,
it's sad. It's sad the state of affairs that our dating culture is.
It's a lot of question marks. Here's what I think. I think that's been what that's been the end goal of marriage and dating for a long time anyway. We said, look, if women are not allowed in the workplace and only men are making more money as a result, as a reaction to the fact that now you have to support more than one person, so then the end goal of marriage then is some sort of financial freedom. Mm-hmm. So then women, in this case, over a period of time, have leaned into that because that's the most successful way to become stable.
Sure.
If it's harder to get a job and climb the ladder and make as much money as a man, it would be easier. And so then that lack of resistance has led to that sort of thing in society. Also, again, with women not being able to occupy certain roles in our lifetime, they've done that. So then what's happening now is it's more honest. It's wrong, right? Because we were raised wrong, but it's more honest. In a way.
Is it honest though?
I think it's more honest than, and not to, I'll just use my own example. To my grandmother never had a job, and I don't know what the circumstances of that are, but isn't it more honest to go send me $5 than to have the end goal of dating be find a husband who supports the whole family? I mean, it's the same pieces moved around in a way.
I don't know. I'd have to ponder that one a little bit longer.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm stuck.
It's
the financial freedom of being an adult and being a man, where I'm led to the understanding that I should be paying for things, but then I'm also led to the understanding that I should be supportive and hope to look for someone who has their own career path and set of goals. Sure. But then if I find an equal, I'm still expected or anticipated to pay for things. Not necessarily by that person, but maybe by society.
Right. But they would only know that if you told them, right?
Which people?
If you brought a girl home to your mom and your mom was like, well, you're going to be helping her out now, right?
Gonna be helping her out.
Versus you saying, well, no, we have agreed to equally share the responsibility of finances.
I find in my dating life that I can't even get to that point, that part of the relationship where the finance part is even at play, because the whole avenue of dating is still male funded for the most part.
Sure.
Nobody, very rarely.
I won't disagree with that.
And I don't want to say that this is a complaint, but very rarely have I've never been showered with gifts by a woman. Mm-hmm. I've never really been like propositioned for a date that I'm not financially responsible for.
Isn't there a new app for that though on Bumble?
What's it? What is it?
Bumble?
Female
ed. So you should charge the females to talk to you.
What's funny is
you should start doing that.
What's funny is it's so funny. Whenever I talk to people in this industry, they're like, "You sell your socks, you sell your underwear. Like women will pay for you." No, they won't. They promise you they won't.
You don't know, but it's really men pretending to pose as women.
Bumble?
I'm saying.
No. So what?
So if you sell your stuff, it's going to be
that's
posing
fine,
as women,
and that's fine too. But again, that addresses the same thing.
Yeah.
Like so, and that's and so two gay men are fine because either one of them is fine being financially responsible for the thing, and then they work that out. But we've lost this piece is missing. This conversation is missing between men and women about money, unless in the rare occasions where somebody like goes, listen, we got to talk about this,
Well, do you want to be showered with gifts, or do you want to be showered in like compliments or an act of love, or this goes into love languages then,
sure.
right?
I don't know that.
If I propositioned you on a dating site and I was like, I would love to whisper sweet nothings in your ear, would you find that valuable, or would it be like?
Well, this is now personal, but more the thing I was more discussing was the fact that like women aren't doing that for two men, right? So for me, maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe I would want to be somebody's sugar baby. I don't know. And I've been in a dynamic where I didn't know that money was, what's the word? Basically, like I had a millionaire showing up and like using me as her side piece for a while, but none of the communication pieces were there. So it's like if you're going to treat me like a side piece and all this stuff, then you know what? Maybe I should be doing the sugar baby thing. And this is when I was in my 20s. So it's like, yeah, if you're just going to show up and you probably have a husband, which now I know she did, and you're going to treat me poorly sexually and make it all about you sexually, then sure, buy me something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I would have been fine with that. But I don't know. But it's like, because the equality wasn't there.
Right.
So I think
the terms and conditions weren't on the table.
So back to the sugar baby thing, I think what happens is, when it's teetered like that. So I think the women in the situations think like, oh, well, I'm around you. Mm-hmm. I'm a hot young woman. So I should get a laptop. That's what makes this equal, right?
Your ugliness is my problem.
Yeah, it has to balance somewhere. Like, in what world, without you giving me a laptop, would I be with you?
Because they don't want to invest into anybody's actual genuine kindness, spirited person, the human part of it.
Nobody wants the human part of relationships anymore. For sure not.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to do for me? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of push pull,
yeah.
and there's a real
finesse
lack of independence out there. This is what I realized recently. You resurvey your life every couple years as an adult, and in my 20s, I for sure thought maybe marriage, kids, whatever, and I don't have an aversion to any of those things. None of those things have happened. I haven't actively dodged them, but I also haven't actively gone for. I think you can make that world and probably end up getting divorced in 10 years. Like if you really want to get married,
I've been married and divorced.
Yeah, and it's like so you could do that. But I was always looking on what was the right environment. But what the hell was my point in this whole thing? Was this idea that
we're losing the human
connection. I don't
connection.
think I've ever dated anybody who was on their own. And since I date women, this is going to be a little bit, targeted. But it's like that was on their own financially, like independent of whatever. So I think maybe if I like, there was always somebody who was like, okay, well, once another person who has some money joins this, then there's a real life there.
Yeah.
I've been able to support myself independently. But it's like, but it always was like when you put the pieces together, when nobody's bringing in, like, you're not bringing enough.
Yeah.
Because it feels like women still date in this thing. Maybe I'm dating the wrong people, but it feels like women still date in this thing where it's like, I'll marry the guy who can finish the thing so I can be done.
Yeah, see, but you had to come to a relationship whole. You can't come as half a person.
Yeah, I think,
like,
right. But I don't think anybody is. And again, back to this thing, I don't think women have been asked to for a long portion of history.
Well, we don't teach our women that. We don't teach our girls that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to say that as a collective we don't, but not. So there are probably a lot of families out there that do. And
you hope, right?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, what brings us back to here, and this is what I love about this group of people that I interview on this podcast is that there is a real difference of understanding of what we should be doing. And there is actually a concerted effort to change it, even if it's just even if they're not going out and trying to change other people's lives. It's like these are all people that have found a way to be financially independent,
for sure,
outside of anything
that
can like take it away from you. That's my big fear.
Yeah,
get real big with any particular thing, and then they just go, "Oh no, you're no longer in the thing."
Yeah.
So having control of your financial like abilities is sort of a big marker for me.
Yeah. Well, and it's also on the flip side, it's hard to date in my position too.
I bet.
Because a lot of guys are sometimes intimidated.
Sure.
I mean, I've dated guys that are like not within the realm of the adult industry, and they're like, "Yeah, I can't handle this." And I was like, "I don't even have sex on camera, and you can't handle this."
This is how bad it is. Even having this podcast makes me undateable. Because people are like, "Oh, I can't handle that you're near people that are in the adult industry or that are sex positive."
Well, I think that's a lot of insecurity and fear.
It's a ton of insecurity and fear, which I think is what riddles
and
all countries.
And then you're here to shed the light, right? You are the light.
That's the goal. It really is. It does offend me, even as someone not involved in this industry, when somebody has that closed-minded opinion of, and let's even take it all the way to porn.
Yeah.
When they have that closed-minded opinion of that thing, it's like, oh, the girls are in porn, so it's also the other thing where it's like, I get this a lot, where it's like people assume that because I'm hanging out in that environment that it's all just sex exchange.
Yeah, it's not though.
Which is like, it's like, are you not even like? Did you not even read the summary of the podcast? The whole goal here is to put clarity on the fact that like, it's weird that we've like done this thing with this stigma with sex. It's weird that we're like stuck in some weird like 50s, 60s, 70s idea of like girls locked in a room forced to like, that's not what this industry is anymore.
No.
And God forbid if that exists anywhere, let's address that we can go after that. But that's not what's happening. Those are not the people I'm meeting.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel like the people now are just paving the way for the future, though, because we have that ideology right now because our parents are like that.
Sure.
And so then we're the ones, our generation are the ones that are coming around like, oh, this is actually okay.
Right.
And you're still going to be hit with a bunch of resistance, but keep moving forward within the industry, and cultivating an open-mindedness in our communities is like super important, and we just have to keep pushing forward doing that. And that's like that with any revolution, and it doesn't just happen in a year. It didn't happen in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. It's continuing to go on, right?
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, all the things. What was interesting for me was in the last couple of years, I got to go to South Africa and do comedy, and see that their scene is like 20 years. Well, their scene is actually like, let's say 60s were the heyday in the U.S. for being like, hey,
we're
what
here,
if, with comedy, like and like taking it to another plane. and really like punching obscenity and being able to talk about anything you want. So let's call 60s the timeline. So then fast forward to when things were happening in South Africa. It's 26 years ago. So let's call it then, I don't even know, 30 years behind. And that's what it feels like. It feels like they're 30 years behind on the artistry of comedy, and not in a negative way, but from the standpoint of like, now we can finally talk about this shit.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to see these movements in places. And obviously the U.S. is I don't know. We're definitely not.
I feel like Europe is more advanced than we are.
Like in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
The fact that,
just visited there.
Yeah. Like the red light district, the naked women in the street, and legal prostitution, and like, I don't know. Do you think that there's a vibe there that do you think people that are from that area, do you think they look down in the Netherlands? Do you think they look down on someone who is gainfully employed and safely working in the red light district? Do you think there's a stigma?
I don't know. When I went there, I met with a fan of The Real Heel, of course, and he was telling me that Amsterdam was trying to move the red light district at some point in the foreseeable future. So maybe there's a little bit of stigma there. They want to move it because it's getting out of hand, like just with tourism and everything. Right. That it's not. What was the word he used? Well, at any rate, he had mentioned that they were trying to move it. The proposition had came around to move it, and of course it got vetoed. So right. I do think that there's probably a little bit of stigma, but not as thought about as we would consider it as Americans. Yeah. Well, we started this largely Puritan society, and we're still like trying to get away from those rules. On people. It is weird. It's a weird thing. I was watching something the other day, and it was the message was in a completely different direction, but it lined up with prohibition, and this moment of like, prohibition was really about like immigration, because like white WASP people in power were worried that like immigrants were going to make their daughters drink and fuck. Like in like if you strip it down to as like right. as like thin as it can be. Right. So because they had no problem with booze. Right. And then now other people are here and they're using booze, and booze might make my people fuck their people. Let's stop that now. Yeah. Where was this? Here. When? United States prohibition in the 30s. Oh, yeah. So, well, it specifically interacted with, because that was the next 10 years after a good portion of Italian immigration. So that was where I was coming at it from. I'm like, what happened to our Italians? And it was we were Mexican. We were the Mexicans. We were Trump's Mexicans for a long time. And that's literally what it was. And then we figured out how to be white people. Uh-huh. And so anytime and this is not to say anything against Mexican people, obviously, but it's like, but the notion of Trump blaming a group of people for things that they're clearly not responsible for. Sure. That's what the situation, and that's what America's always been. Yeah. There's always been a group. We need a scapegoat, is what it is. There's always been a group we always have to have one. Humans, there's always been a group that humans are trying to kill that look just a little bit different from them. Yeah. There's something wrong with us. Right. Sometimes as a species. Maybe our species shouldn't have won. Yeah. You know the genetic pool. Because we were the ones that were like, no, you gotta go. Yeah, but on the flip side, though, our differences are what also make us move forward. Now. Yeah. Now. Always, though. No, because we wouldn't have had all the wars if it weren't for the differences. Wouldn't have had all the arguments, the whatever you want to call it, if it not were for the differences. Wait, is this a pro-war speech? No, no. This is our differences will make us great. That's why we try to kill all the Jews. Wait, hold on. What did I just walk into? No. But it gave rise for people to eventually find a way to come together, though. And I see where you're coming from. In the face of war, it sucks, but I'm a comedian. I don't believe in optimism. Right. You have the East Coast cynic too. No, it's mostly because I'm a comedian. I know that there's no real answer and that everything is bad. Okay. Yeah. Well, no real good. That ends that. Except for me, when you're a serial killer, I will make sure you know that I'm good, so that you don't kill me. Those are the bounds.
The only thing greater than my cynicism is my arrogance.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And that holds
and
me
you
up.
wonder why you have trouble dating.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Listen, I hate the world, but I love me. Do you want to do this?
You want to pay me first?
Funny.
It's gonna be 75 just for me to smile at you.
I should just be a gigolo. Yeah, that
just
actually
do
would be
it.
a better thing.
Yeah.
I might be aged out of that group though. Starting to age out of gigolo.
Instead of the jiggly, now you just keep the pimp hand strong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I could. Yeah. Then well, no, I don't know. I don't have the time to mentally break someone down so that they'll do favors for me. You know what I mean? I don't have the. Yeah.
You don't have the capacity to hold on to
that doesn't feed the arrogance. I guess it does though. I guess those guys.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit.
Maybe not. I don't know. Well, what's this? What's the psyche of a pimp?
What's the psyche of a serial killer?
You really, listen, you gotta,
I'm getting tongue tied
keep your
left and right.
anonymity.
I keep my anonymity.
It was like it's like when my nephew tried to say aminal.
Aminal.
It's the same thing. Uh-huh. You got some of the letters in the wrong spot. That's one of my favorite jokes. It's a joke. It's a joke that doesn't know. It has really no beginning or an end. It's just one line, but it's like you can tell things are bad because I saw a 3-year-old sitting on a park bench and he was upset. So I sat next to him. I was like, "Hey, buddy, what's wrong?" And he goes, "The economy." But it's not like it's not a joke. He's like, "It's got
Oh my god!
But it's so cute.
That was a sympathy joke. That
But
was a sympathy laugh for you.
No.
No, I'm just
kidding.
kidding.
It's very cute.
It was cute.
It will always get It will always get an awe and
Aw,
but it doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
We didn't really cover anything. I just talked too much.
That's fine. We already acknowledged that you were pretty ADD right now. It's fine. And we can talk circles. I'm good. We can also come back to the same jokes.
So So you're at this stage where are you fully invested in the femme dom sub community?
No, yes and no. I have subs, but I don't take on subs.
They're not here.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Some people live that life.
Yeah. So
I
would
have to hold the camera.
Yeah. I do have subs, but they're all in person. I've met them in person. I don't mean anybody from online.
Yeah.
And I'm invested that way. But to say that I'm seeking out further desirables is just not.
Yeah, I'm not
there.
soliciting for you.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to understand because the beginning of this was that once you saw the layout, you were like, oh, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
So. Again, I guess I don't even really know how to ask all these questions. And it's like the more I do this podcast, the more I realize I don't know anything. Yeah. So it's like go.
Let's discover it together.
Yeah. So like, what is your life like percentage wise? That is like a dom sub situation, a foot situation, what are these? I don't understand.
Yeah. So right now I'm completely fully invested in pursuing my burlesque path. So everything kind of takes a back seat to that.
Okay.
But of my month, probably we'll say 10% domination, 10% foot stuff, and the other stuff is all me and my other hobbies.
Are you finding it, as a comedian who knows it's impossible, as a comedian, are you finding it easy to monetize burlesque?
This is actually for me. So
sure.
No.
Not at all, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, burlesque, vaudeville. This is where comedy started. You know? And in essence, we kind of like. I mean, as comedians, we do the same thing.
It's like you hope to make it big, right?
Yeah, but my show kind of is just I'll show my tit. You know what I mean? It's not literally, but like that's kind of what it's like. Oh, we're doing something fun, entertaining, and then I show a tit.
Show me your nipple.
Because I talk about sex. I talk about there'll be a dick pic joke or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like so. In essence, it's still that moment. It's you walk them to a line, and then you show them a little shoulder, and then you show a tit, and then you round it out with something else.
I hardly get dick pics. It's kind of a weird thing.
Don't know how to say this without it sounding. You're
it's
not
almost
the
like
target market anymore.
I'm not the target. Well, no. Anymore. But even when I was coming on the scene, rarely got them.
Well, because you don't. Okay, so there's unsolicited dick pics. Which
I don't.
Are not,
I don't put the energy out.
Yeah, well, there's unsolicited dick pics or nothing. It's like I haven't been asked for a dick pic in quite a while. Not to say that people that I'm not. I'm as or more desired than I feel that I've been at any point in my life, and nobody's asking for dick. And I've also put my foot down on it. It's like, it's like I put my balls down. It's really good fun.
Okay.
I put my dick down on it.
You put your dick down on
that,
it.
That's not what I stand for, and it's like you don't get a preview if you are not interested in the whole package. Then you don't get any of it.
Right.
It's the dick has enough value on its own, but you don't get to have it on its own.
Wow.
You got to take the rest of the stuff.
Did you just compliment your dick, by the way?
Maybe. Who knows with this podcast? But more theoretically speaking. But then within the last, let's say 24 hours, I was solicited for a dick pic, and I had mixed emotions because I was excited because nobody's asked for a while, and again then I was annoyed also. But then again, it's that currency exchange.
Right.
Cool. Would it send me something that's worthy?
Oh my God.
This is what I think is funny. Women think that.
What is your dick worth?
Women think that like a
tit shot.
A tit shot is that's a no way.
That's no way. It
You
doesn't
send me a
equate.
tit, I'm sending back a tit.
Yeah.
And
tit for tat.
And a top ab. Which by the way, that's all I have. I have a top ab. I have top abs.
You have a uni-ab.
I have one. I know I have two. I have two abs.
Those are just your rib
and
cages.
Then everything else. I have 27 ribs, and they look like abs. And so you send a tit, you get a tit. Tit for tit.
Tit for tit.
Not even tit for tat. Tit for tit.
Can we go clip for dick?
Clip for dick, for sure. For sure. But that's the thing. The people that want dick pics are not willing to send their pussy.
Okay.
Women do not, as a general rule. Again, no offense to anybody who's just
so
freely sending their pussy out there. Women are not sending pussy shots.
So if I send you my pussy, you'll send me your dick pic?
I guess, yeah. I think
totally
it's,
we got really hot.
We have it on contract now. I can't deny the thing now. I would be a hypocrite otherwise. But also, it's like it's not going to be. It's the thing is, and this is what I think is fun, and I have a joke about it now. But it's like women don't want your best work; they want right now. They want right now dick, and you don't understand that right now dick is not photographable ever.
Yeah,
I can't walk around with photo quality dicks.
Sure,
I would not be able to handle my day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's you don't like as a man, we compact our cocks to just walk around.
Yeah.
We remove even the thought of usefulness of our dick so that we can just get around.
Sure.
And not have to fuck the walls.
Right.
Like, because that's how horrible it is having a dick. But they also don't understand the number of sizes I have in one day.
Well, you just mentioned before you came over here bringing an 11-inch, but you failed to bring it.
Yeah, well, that was camera-related equipment. I don't know that I would want. I don't know. This is gonna shock a lot of people, but I don't have an 11-inch dick, and I don't think I would want one. I don't think that would be a useful. I don't think it'd be a useful cock. I really don't. I don't think you would like. I don't have an 11-inch dick, and I've been in occasions where I haven't been able to use all of my dick, so I don't want to be in a situation where I definitely can't use all of my dick.
Right. I think
that's the beauty of having a dick, is being able to use all of it.
I'm okay with 9.
Okay. Thank you for your compromise. Listen,
no.
I'm okay with 9.
I'm okay. I've dated a guy with quite a sizable cock, and I was like, okay, I could do this.
I find it very interesting the way people put words together. Quite a sizable cock.
It was. Even
know,
you'd be like, oh. That is a sizable cock.
Yeah,
wow.
I will throw credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Nice dick, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Like, I'm just like, oh, that's what I'm working with. Okay.
Nice
Impressed.
dick, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't prefer it.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them small and fat.
I do because when I do watch a thing. I don't know if this is off cast or on cast. Actually, I had a conversation where blowjob content is better, smaller, because it's not a it's not a fight.
Yes.
You don't have to fight the cock.
Yeah. No, true. And it looks way cooler when you get all the way down and you're like
Yeah, that's the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing. And I am victim to watching big black cock videos. Who doesn't? Who wouldn't? It's why would you not? Why would you not check that out?
Yeah.
And there's plenty of like forearm next to dick. That's a beautiful lane, right? Girls who are 4'11" and 5 foot, put their forearm next to dick. Sure. It looks fantastic. Yeah. Right. If your dick can wear a watch, I don't see why it shouldn't.
Right.
And so. Do
you have any more coming out there? I feel like you were on such a roll.
No, I can't. Because I don't want to now make it about me. But so.
Do you put watches on your?
No, but I have a weird thing. Off gas, we'll do it.
Okay.
But again, it's like sometimes a dude has such an impressive piece that it's like you're not using any of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a tip.
I don't have a better. I don't have a better example. But like if you see somebody with a plate of food and they're not eating any, you're like, can I get some of that? What are you? You're not doing anything with that. You can't use it on anybody.
Right.
Let me have some.
Right.
You can mold it and sell it, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's good for camera.
I used to work at an adult store. That was fun.
Yeah.
Walking when we put up new inventory.
Right.
Of course, we have to play with it. It's not the only way to go about it.
It is funny because it's like when you work at a restaurant, sometimes they'll let you try the
new food item.
The special. Come everybody come over.
Just a bite though. Just a bite.
Yeah, you did it this sex store. Everybody come on over. Okay. It is interesting.
Good stuff.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
So we don't.
Do you guys talk about?
No. This is how
clits.
Guys. No. This is literally how guys talk about sex. No. This is how guys talk about sex. Did you hit? Yes. Awesome.
Cool.
What are you doing now? That's it. That's the whole sex conversation. We don't ask the size
Was
of it.
it good?
We don't ask what the boobies look like. We don't ask. We go, can I see her? Right. That's what dudes do a lot. Like this is my literally my least favorite thing. Is I'll be like, so I start talking to this girl and they go, let me see a picture. It's like, what?
Why does
you
that
didn't
matter?
Even get any context yet. Let me see a picture. I haven't even told you what happened. Well, I can't understand the story.
Right.
I can't give you. I
have to have the visual. I have to have the visual.
Unless you tell me a picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we do that, but no, we don't ask how big.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be weird if our world worked like that though?
There is a lot.
Did she have meat flaps?
There is a lot of dick shame game out there, and this is a thing I wanted to. I got to figure out the right avenue to have this discussion. I guess I got to find somebody who identifies specifically as a micropenis and is proud and happy about it, and have that person on a discussion. But there is even just on the radio. There was like somebody got dick shamed on regular radio the other day. Oh, I was gonna tweet something. This was like a lingering thought.
Yeah.
That we dick shame, we small dick shame everybody.
Yeah.
Like there's a thing because there's he must look at the car he's driving.
Yeah.
He must we do this and we're fine with it. We're fine with body shaming men for some reason. Totally. If they have no dicks. Right. Oh, this is what happened.
Yeah, okay.
I tweeted I tweeted if you have a big dick, you're more likely to go after your goals. That's what I tweeted. And it's just a loose thought. Sometimes I go back to my tweets and I go, "There's a joke here," but that's just a hanging.
It's like a mistletoe for you.
I think it's a hanging truth.
Okay.
Right. So then.
But do they though? But do they?
Well, okay. Here's what it was. I saw Harry Styles was on the radio. I saw an episode of Family Guy, and then Stewie was asking whoever Harry Styles dated if his dick was really that big. So I was going through this thing, and then he was on the radio, and I was like, "This song is dope. Who is this?" And it was Harry Styles, and I was like, "He must have a big dick because
he hit his goals.
He's achieving his goals.
He's achieving his goals.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Well then,
because here's what it is. Because let's say dick shaming is a thing, because we know it is. So. If you're getting dick shamed, if your whole life is fear of having a small dick, which I had a roommate in college, and my perspective on it is, if you think you have a small dick, you have a small dick,
right?
Because you're never getting out of that headspace, and also whenever you're with a woman or a man, whatever, you're not going to be able to perform.
Yeah,
and so you're not going to. There's a movie with. I'll think of it at the end.
It's not Richard Gere, right?
But the movie was about this guy who had a small dick and coming to terms with it. It was like at a sex party. And Jason Schwartzman. Okay. And the other guy, Adam somebody. But I do think that there's a fear for small dick people that if you achieve your goal, or you got bigger, you got famous, whatever these things, it's like then you have more access. Because this dude's just like, we just want more access to people,
right?
And we think the more successful we get, more people will fuck us. Mm-hmm. But if you're afraid of your dick, then you don't want more people to want to fuck you. You want to find one person who's fine with you. Yeah. So you just stay in your little shell,
little box. Yeah.
And you make a modest living. So it should really be about, like, if you're like a school teacher, like that guy's definitely got a small dick. He only makes $12,000 a year. That's what it should be.
Yeah, but I've
just skipped a bunch of things.
Yeah, not my experience. I've been with guys that are so successful and
tiny dicks. Yeah. So then there's that too. There's the other one. But that's monetarily successful, which isn't about going after your goals, right. Your dreams, which is what I was saying.
Success of goals.
Right. Because money's a thing. And chasing money is, we all understand, has somewhat to do with insecurity. Mm-hmm. Because money can solve insecurity. Mm-hmm. Like because if you have money, then you can pay people to not, whatever, to put more, I don't know, let's put more inches on your dick, whatever the things are. I guess that's the one thing you can't really successfully buy.
There's wealth, and then there's rich, right?
Yeah, but aside from that, there's people that are happy and going after their goals and loving their lives, and money's not even involved in the discussion.
Agreed.
Right? Like I just want to be able to now. I've decided this week, just plant my own food.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
That's
get on
exactly.
Stage and plant my own food.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy after that. There's not much else.
Are you really planting your own food?
But not yet. Because I don't live in the right part of the country. But a daily struggle for me is, can I eat this? Who fucked with this before it got here? Can I eat it? So if I can remove that concern,
right,
pretty happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you need a little garden in your place.
You need a little garden, and then I guess I can get those vitamin D lights.
Yeah.
That people grow weed with.
Yeah.
And I'll just grow. But you know what's fucked up is I'll get all the weed lights, and then I'll literally grow sweet potatoes in my closet, which I think is weird. I think that's weirder.
No, it's not. I would not find that weird. I would not find that weird. That is hysterical. I recently.
Wouldn't it just be easier to move to a place where I could just grow things?
Yeah,
than buy those lights in my closet?
Yeah. I was speaking of vitamin D. I recently had
this better be a dick joke.
It is, because I'm about the dick. So I recently had blood panel done for fibromyalgia or whatever. And she said, I had to tell you though, nothing showed up unusual except for your vitamin level. And she's like, your vitamin D level is so low, like the lowest I've ever had, I've seen. And she stopped, looked at me and said, you need more D in your life. And I was like,
she didn't find it funny?
She didn't get what she said. I was like,
how old/white/Indian was this doctor?
No, young, like my age.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, she got it. She just didn't want to.
I think she just was like, I can't believe I said that. She can't handle the D.
It's the only way to address it, and she can't, whatever. Yeah. So you have to go. You have to go stand outside. Go outside right now.
It's the other D outside.
Yeah.
It's dark.
You really do like this word thing.
So I'm gonna try to find more D in my life, but I guess I have to send a clit pic first.
These are the rules. This is the currency of the world. That's what it is.
I'll just take it in pill form. It's fine.
It'd be how fun would it be if? Can you take vitamin D pills? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why don't you just get the light? You can get a light. Just go outside. Fuck you. Go outside. Listen,
I can't.
I don't ever want to go outside.
I'm not allowed to be outside.
When there's the D light, I don't know where I was going.
I take vitamin D pills.
Oh, I was going. I went down a rabbit hole in my head.
Yeah,
where,
I just went down one myself.
Where you could buy things with nudes.
Yeah.
That's where I was going before
Perfect.
you said that you're just going to take the D pill.
And my rabbit hole was, are these I wrote my joke. Never mind.
No.
Never mind. It's done.
Nope.
Do I need to swallow these, or are they a suppository? Is what I was going to say.
The D pills?
The D pills. That would have been a fair question to ask.
That is funny. But you're not really at the age, and hopefully nobody listening is at the age where they're putting stuff up their butt for nutrients. You know?
No, it doesn't matter the hole. It's considered a suppository.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So why
you
is
can have a vaginal suppository.
Why is a pill not a suppository?
Technically,
that's not
it
true.
is.
I'm not gonna put pills in my ear. That's not true. Doesn't matter the hole. It's suppository. It's not true.
Are you inserting something into something else?
No, but you basically just tried to say that if you, you could just put it in any hole in your body.
I'm just saying. See, to anybody else listening right now, they're gonna be like, yeah,
it's fine.
But you're the only fucker in this room that calls me out of my shit.
Well, what's funny is that's one of my favorite facts. So I have a joke about my brother-in-law disliking the movie Wolf of Wall Street, which was the reason why he disliked it was because he saw it with his mom, and the reason why he disliked it by seeing it with his mom is because the first scene of the movie is blowing cocaine into a prostitute's anus.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what you're saying. So basically, but it's not every hole. People are not blowing cocaine into people's ears. They snort it up their head.
You don't know that.
They eat it in their mouth, or they blow it into the ass and possibly into the pussy. But they're not.
You don't know that though.
There's probably someone somewhere who put cocaine in their ear as a joke.
And now somebody is going to do it
for
those.
a corn kernel in my ear as a joke in high school, and I freaked out because in my head I was like, "How do you get a corn kernel out of your ear?" The more I'm OCD, the more I put my finger in there, the further it goes up. So then I challenged him to a fight, and he beat me up afterwards.
Did
which
it
is
pop
even
out
worse.
when he hit you?
I don't know.
Oh,
I hope so.
Yeah.
That fight is why I'm like this. No, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know why.
Are you also paranoid if you eat the watermelon seed?
No. I would eat a watermelon seed.
But you could tell your nephew that, and he would freak.
The belly thing? I make it a point not to lie to children.
Oh, that's good. You should treat them like little humans, because they are.
That's the weirdest sentence.
No,
my little brother accidentally was raised like an adult.
Okay, accidentally.
We were done. There was enough adults in the house.
Eating.
I'm 9 years older than him. My sister's 11 years older than him. My other sister's then, 6 years older than him. Mm-hmm. So we were all just having adult, regular human conversations, and he was way smarter than us.
Yeah.
At like 11. I remember I was 18, he was 11, and that math doesn't work out. So I guess he was 9, I was 18. I was like in high school. Yeah, he wasn't even 10 yet.
Yeah.
And he was like, there was like a moment where he said some shit to me that was like adult shit at 9. I was like, oh, this dude is he knows. He figured it out.
Yeah.
He's already got a better life coming than me. Because he gets the world before I did.
Right.
I was babied.
And he's going to obtain all his goals.
I guess. Yeah. Oh, that's fair.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'll say fair. Are you saying my brother?
Because it runs the family.
Are we talking about my brother's dick? Is that what we're doing? Is that where we're going? I'm fine with that.
Okay. And
it is fun being an older brother.
Yeah. So over Thanksgiving,
No point.
same.
Sorry, just gotta want to throw off the thing. This is the first time I'm letting you talk, and I fucked it up.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Sorry, I interject all the time.
I'm the worst podcast host. Literally, all the comments are like, Dan is talking too much. Shut the fuck up.
It's okay. So over Thanksgiving, I recently visited my brother and my sister-in-law. Okay, good. We're not talking anymore. And I had commented about their kids being incredibly smart and gifted. They're very young kids. And she goes, well, that's because we talk to them like they're adults.
Boom.
That's it.
This is your sister? Your brother?
My sister-in-law and my brother. Yeah.
When they get a divorce, introduce me to your sister-in-law.
Okay.
The inevitable divorce.
Yeah.
They're doing it right.
They are. They're absolutely doing it right. And she's like,
that.
they want to be respected. And how do you respect them? There's times to baby them, right? But then there's also times where we don't say we don't call this a cuppy. We call it a cup.
Yeah.
Because it's a cup.
Right. Don't give them like another language.
Yeah.
Because
then they have to relearn it all over again.
I hate when people baby talk kids. I hate when people baby talk dogs. I mean, I almost got broken up with once because I was like, no, don't.
What? I'm pointing again. No,
I almost got broken up with once because I was like, listen, you can come in my house, but you cannot baby talk my dog.
Right.
And the way that I said it very upset this girl. But but I was serious. It's like, don't come in here. It's like, I don't want to hear it. And she doesn't want to. She's an 8-year-old dog, and she doesn't. She's never been talked to like that. So she's going to be like, oh, what's wrong with this human being? Mm-hmm. They must have special needs. I should treat it differently.
Yeah.
Because my dog is smart enough to understand like what, you know what I mean? Yeah. The other thing about dogs is like, and just I think it's somewhat true with kids, but it's like the language part is not what the dog thing is. Mm-hmm. So I say way less to my dog than probably most people do.
You say the most to your dog I've ever seen anybody talk to their dog on Instagram.
On Instagram. Because I'm not talking to my dog on Instagram. I'm talking to humans on Instagram.
Not on IG.
But when I'm home, yeah, you really understand. It's IG. I've never heard of an Insta model. It's not a thing.
It is.
No.
She's an Insta model.
You're showing your age.
How old am I again?
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell people. But no, when you sent me LYBL, I was like, oh, you're either for sure serious and like 23, or you're completely out of touch. And it's that one. It was that one, for sure. But it's live your best life.
Yeah.
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 You were making a point about children. You were going to make a point about
Don't point at me.
dogs. Well, it's not technically it. Okay. That's fair.
It's fair. Point about dogs.
Or cats.
Okay.
Or baby. Or talking baby talk.
Yeah.
You were going to make a point about those things.
My point was said.
Oh, that I was doing it.
No, that you do. You do it on Insta.
I know baby
Insta.
talk. I speak.
No.
But again, for Instagram is for humans.
Who's a good girl?
But I don't do that.
I've heard you. Next time I hear it, I will point it out. Now you're going to be self-conscious about it every time you do something on Insta.
I don't do it. I promise. There might be something that's linear, but I promise I don't do that.
And I'm going to keep saying Insta.
Yeah, I see that. It's fine. Neither one of us should be on it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that's
no. I'm
honestly
love
it
being
shouldn't
on
exist. Honestly,
no.
I'm blocked
it's like
right
a story, but are you?
So they added a new feature. I'm utilizing that feature, and by utilizing that feature, I'm getting blocked.
Wait, I don't understand.
So
what
they
feature?
put a new feature on there that's number one rule. A rule right now exists on Instagram that you can't unfollow more than 200 people in 1 hour.
Oh.
So I live within those rules.
Right. You only unfollow 199.
Right.
Okay.
But also, but I don't know if there's a you can only unfollow 3,000 in a day rule. But I'm not aware of it. But now they've added a feature that says least interacted with. When you go to your followers.
Oh.
You go to your own followers, you go least interacted with.
What?
So I go, cool, 90 days, 50 people that I've least interacted with. So I unfollow those people.
What?
Because fuck you, we're not interacting either because I hate you or you hate me.
What is this feature?
I'm gonna show you right now.
Yeah. Show me this feature.
I'm gonna do it now so that you can pay attention
that I can
for
see
a
it.
second. So by undoing that, your followers.
Okay.
It's my following. I don't know when the last time you updated your thing was, but so it's not on here.
Oh.
But it is on mine.
Okay.
Which is, or maybe since I was using it, everybody else was using it. Anyway, the point is, I unfollowed.
Okay.
All of those people.
Right.
And then I got flagged as a bot.
Okay.
Or that I've shared my Instagram account with a third-party service.
Oh, yeah.
Which they're cracking down on.
Yep.
And they removed my access. So for a week, I've just been able to figure out how to get some Instagram and grow my following.
Mm-hmm.
And then I keep getting hit with these little blocks because I'm unfollowing useless people. My apologies. And trying to follow people that would be useful to my following and that would care about the content that I'm putting out.
Right.
In doing so, I keep getting blocked and things. So that's my thing with this. The social media, the arbiters of social media are not making it fair for us. Also, the fact that somebody can gain X number of followers in one day because you shove them into the algorithm is also not fair.
I agree with that.
If Instagram decided, for some reason, that I was dope, they would just shove me in everybody's feed.
Sure.
And then I would get a shit ton of follows.
Right.
And that's not fair either.
Yeah.
There's literally no equality in any of these systems.
And Twitter, I guess, is moving towards a Instagram style TOS.
It's so dumb. So Instagram was like, we like what you're doing, Twitter. Let's do that also. Vine, we like what you're doing. Let's do that also.
Yeah.
And they just took all the things and crammed it in there.
So I heard AVN Stars is like at the new platform now.
I don't want to go against what's happening, but because they're making it easier to monetize.
Okay.
But
I just wasn't. I just recently had come up and heard about it. So
here's because you're in the same place I am, where our field has narrowed into this group of people.
Sure.
So the chatter amongst this group of people is, these things are going to make it. But, like, go outside of that group of people. Like, my sister's never heard of AVN Stars.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law works in tech. He doesn't know what that is.
Right.
Right. So it's like, just like everybody in this industry thinks that, like, Pornhub is going to, like, buy Google one day. Google doesn't think that.
No.
Right? Like, Google's not worried about that.
Yeah.
But on Twitter, with all the people that like I follow, they're like, yo, Pornhub is because it's it's been the most searched thing for years.
Sure.
But yeah. But no, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to
By
happen.
all means, get on all the things.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what's going to happen.
But I don't think AVN Stars is going to overtake Instagram.
No, I don't agree with that either.
Or Twitter.
Yeah.
Or
whatever happened
or
to
even TikTok.
Whatever happened to what was the one that just took down all their
Vine?
No. Keep going.
I don't know. MySpace?
No.
AOL Instant Messenger. How far do you want to go back? Prodigy.
AIM. No.
Earthlink. .net.
For a moment.
MSN.
No. Tumblr? That's
Tumblr?
it.
I don't know. Is Tumblr gone?
Yeah.
They're gone.
Because I think they're still around,
Do you want to know?
but not for our community.
But do you want to do? Oh, I see what you're saying. I was gonna say, but I was gonna say Tumblr could be gone. I wouldn't. I don't even know what Tumblr actually is.
I don't either.
I'm not sure
I just
what
know
Pinterest
that.
Is. Like I know people go to Pinterest to look to see
That's where
what
I got this
crafts
idea.
to make.
Yeah.
But I don't know how Pinterest actually works. I'm pinning stuff.
Yeah.
Is it for me?
It's like a board.
Am I pinning it for me? Am I pinning it for people
Yeah.
to go to my Pinterest?
Yeah.
Who am I pinning it for?
For you.
I'm pinning it for me.
Yeah.
To know what I like about myself.
Right.
Interesting.
To share with other people because that
But-
serial killer thinks that you're amazing.
Right. So if you go to my Pinterest, you will, if you're like obsessed with me, you will buy either an ambulance or an old bus and try to lure me in with turning that into a mobile green room.
Yeah. Yeah.
With no beds. I'm not interested
sure.
in sleeping in those things, but I
Right.
want to take them with me and be able to facilitate comedy shows and comedy tours,
Right.
but without sleeping inside of them or shitting
Okay.
in them.
Okay.
So I want everything that a motorhome has except for the bed and the shitter, which is basically all a motorhome is.
Okay. Which is school bus.
Kind of. But I want it to be like fun and comfy inside and be able to do the podcast.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun.
I guess there has to be a bed so that, like, in the rare occasion where there's no place to go, I
Yeah.
can fuck in there.
Right.
Right.
Right
But I
in the
don't wanna
garden
sleep
bed.
in there. That
Right
is
in the
a-
garden bed. I think Ludacris had a song about that too.
What is it?
I think Ludacris had a song about fucking in the
Finish your sentence.
garden bed.
What's a garden bed?
It's a garden bed. What do you mean? What is a garden
I don't know
bed?
what you're talking about.
Okay, it just went down the tubes.
What's the Ludacris song?
Isn't it fantasy? In the
d-
garden,
d-
out
what's
in
your-
the dirt.
Yeah.
Roll around.
How is that related to my converted ambulance?
But your converted ambulance has a garden that you can grow stuff in.
Oh,
and
what if
you
that's
said
all I bought the ambulance for? Is to
grow
sweet
shit in?
potatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Grow
then
sweet potatoes and then get my dick sucked. That's all it's
right,
for.
you would be
weird.
living your best ludicrous life.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to just be the guy who gets blown. That doesn't feel good.
Do
to
you
me.
want
It's
me
fantastic.
to? Do you want me to put coke in your ear instead?
I want you to blow coke in my ear.
Yeah. Okay.
Surely nothing physiologically wrong will happen. People already think I'm doing coke. No one would be surprised if you told them that I came over and I made you blow coke in my ear.
Yeah.
I walk into rooms and people are like, "We should get cocaine from that guy."
Yeah.
That's pretty much what my vibe and energy is. By the way, I do not and have not ever done cocaine.
That's good. You should stop scratching when you say that.
Cocaine's not a scratchy drug. It's crack.
Well,
Crack is a scratch. I know it's the same drug, but it's administered differently. Listen, I only scratchy when I blow cocaine into my dick hole. Listen, this has been the Porn Stars. Okay, so how do we follow you on the internet?
I have a website. I have Instagram. I have Twitter.
Okay.
I
How do we-
have
How do
SoundCloud.
we make it so that we can get money to you for your content?
Through my clips for sale, which you can go through my website for, AllisonJerry.com.
Spell it.
ALLISONJERRY.
2 R's, 2 L's.
Yep.
Got them.
Yep.
Anything else you want to plug or love?
No, I had so running circles right now in my head, blowing cocaine in ears
Yep.
and talking about getting killed on Nest, and hopefully the world will love my murder. And yeah.
Sloppy pussy pics. All the
Yeah,
things.
don't forget. I gotta make a note. A mental
If you
note.
send a clip pic from across the room, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it. I'm just going to be honest.
See this football right here? That's a clip.
Let me ask you a weird thing.
Yeah.
That thing over there next to the
duck?
Himalaya rock. No, it's written, and maybe.
Oh, you don't wait. Okay, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
underneath that.
Okay,
So my grandma had one of those, but it was made out of a crochet thing.
that's my grandma's.
And I only ever saw it as a child as the reverse of the letters. So
Yeah.
I never saw that it said that. And maybe it's because I didn't know how to read. Right?
Yeah.
Because I was a child. So I didn't know that those were letters.
Yeah,
But I only ever saw it as the reverse shapes.
but you see it though, right?
I can see it now, but can you see the reverse shapes of it also?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like can you tell your brain to take the word away?
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, this is where Jesus thing that I think everybody my age grew up with for some reason.
Yeah.
Is it crocheted?
No, it's actually a wood block.
That's what I thought. Yeah, yeah, but it was exactly that thing, but it was crocheted at my grandma's house. Weird.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a lot of weird knickknacks here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, you have an old. It's very interesting. You have an old. Well, this table
baker's
first of all,
rack
is what is this table?
It's a baker's rack.
What does that mean?
It's just a mobile baker's rack. That's all it is.
But it's got like plugs from the 50s in it.
Yeah.
And then you literally have a clock from the 50s.
Yeah, the clock on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then I've got a taxidermy duck.
And
then
that's what you were being serious when you said this taxidermy duck. I didn't know that was the thing here.
That's
we're gonna have to check that out. Oh, by the way, what's going to be our physical challenge?
I can touch my elbows behind my back.
Okay, I can't do that. So
I know you can't. Most people can't.
Jesus. Fuck. Sorry. So let's see if we can come up with something. I just came up with a weird idea, so we're gonna see if it works.
Okay.
But check out our behind the scenes content that we do every week now, where I challenge these wonderful people to a physical human challenge.
Yes.
Well, check out all of the things.
The Real Heel. HEEL.
Yeah, and real spelled the regular way.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We're sponsored by Spunk Lube and every broadcast by the Demon Seed Radio Network. We drop a new episode every Sunday. Actually, Monday. Midnight on Monday.
Thank you guys
for listening.